So, how to find 5 things minimum, right? There are more, but how to find 5 things that you can sell and make money from what you know or from what you have experienced without necessarily cracking your head to create something new. Now, why am I talking about this? Because many a times people feel that to make money, they need to create something totally new before they can be able to make money. But I have also discovered that many people sit on a lot of gold, on a lot of ideas. It's like sitting on a gold mine. If you have read the book, The Richest Man in Babylon, it talks about this concept, right? People sit on a gold mine on something amazing that if they could just dig deep, they will be amazed at what they will find, right? So many people give the excuse of, I don't know what I can sell. Meanwhile, they have a lot. The challenge is they don't know how to discover what they can sell from what they already have. That is a challenge. You see, I strongly believe from experience, right? I strongly believe that anybody here who, if you have been practically doing anything for at least 3 years and above, you have a sellable value. Anything. And just as basic, let me say, as basic as, let me say, cleaning things, right? If you have done anything consistently for 3 years and above, you already have sellable value, right? Let's do a quick activity. In the chat box, I would like you to write the number of experience that you have in any sector. Go ahead in the chat box and write. Just write the number of years. How many years of experience do you command in any sector? Write the years and write the sector. Go ahead. Go ahead. But I want to say that if you have minimum, right, and many of you have experiences from that cut across different sectors, and that is so good. That's what makes you very valuable and very unique. You see that 13 plus years in strategic communication, a lot of experience. So somebody like you have amazing value that cut across different sectors that you can begin to impact, right? Go ahead. Look at that. Experience in bilingual secretariat in 2 years. Yes, that's value, right? You see, a lot of people here, look at that. Look at so much experience that different people can command. All right. I'm waiting for others. Please be active. All right. Be active. You're going to enjoy this. Be participative. Okay. All right. Now, so these people, you already have a lot of sellable value. The challenge is you have not sat down to begin to extract that value and package it in a way that others can understand and begin to pay for it. You see, so like these people here, many professionals and many entrepreneurs already have what people would pay for. Yes, many already do. But they don't just know how to extract it, how to position it, and how to sell it. You see, so the value is in your head. The value is in your history. If we begin to review your resume right now or your CV, we are going to see value. If we begin to review your LinkedIn profile right now, we are going to see a lot of value, right? So, but the challenge is many people struggle to convert that value into a sellable asset, right? So, for the next few minutes, the mission for this first model is to give you, different ways that you can begin to discover that you have sellable value. And for those who have registered in the program, you're going to go through different courses that will begin to show you. For example, there's a course you're going to go through known as how to create a high value service from your experience. You see, there's a high value service that you can package and get a high price for it. And there's a way to sell it. If you know how to do that, you can use your LinkedIn, your Facebook, your Instagram, and communicate it very well, you will be surprised at how many clients you're going to get. And let me just add this. This is coming to mind right now. Let me say it. You see, there are two major ways to make money through social media. Two major ways. Number one is to create content and let the platform pay you. Now, many people don't know that that is the least way to use. That is not the best way to go about. Because if you have a business mind, the first thing you start calculating is that if you are the owner of Facebook, if you create a platform like Facebook, one of your major reasons is to be profitable and be a billionaire. Will you take all that money and pay other people to make money off your platform? No, right? So many people don't know that the idea of platform monetization is not to make people to make money out of platforms, is to give people hunger and desire to have that desperation to continue creating content, right? But they know that only very few people, just about 1% or even less than 1% of people around the world can ever make money from these platforms that can feed them. If you guys start looking at people around you, you see that maybe you have 0 human beings or just 1 person around you who really makes good amount of money from social media platforms. Have you noticed that? So you can make money from those platforms, but you will never make money in a way that can really make you or give you a good life. Just a very, very few people, very, very few, less than 1%, right? Less than, very small number. And those few people, they need to go the extra mile and be extreme before they can do that. Now, the second major way you can make money from social media platform is to monetize attention. For example, I don't depend on making money and getting Facebook to pay me because I know that it's a long shot. And I don't want to spend my time being a content creator. It's too exhausting and it's not a sustainable career. Why? Because you depend on algorithms. So the day the Facebook, because for example, the people who create the platforms, if they notice that this month they are going to pay a lot of people through content creation, they are going to do something to negatively affect the algorithm so that it does not cause content to go viral. So the less viral content is going, the less they're going to pay out. I don't want to allow my income to be in the hands of somebody who can control it. So I prefer to monetize the attention I can get on their platform. For example, there are many of you taking this program because you found me on Facebook creating content. So I prefer to monetize my attention than to depend on Facebook to pay me for creating content, right? So there are two ways to make money on any platform, social media. Either you create content so you can become a desperate content creator, like what most of these comedians do. So you must, every single day, you are desperate to create content so that the platform can pay you. And again, when you look at how much they pay, trust me, you will never like to be in that particular spot, right? Why should I have 1 million views and get to pay me less than $100? I prefer to try to convert that 1 million views to buy something from me. That's a better business model, right? That's why I said I prefer monetizing the attention than to depend on the platform to pay me. Okay, it's very important to think that way because there are, and then for those who are in Africa, the African market, it is structured at our disadvantage, right? If you're here and you're dreaming that someday you are going to be paid by a platform like YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, this is a good dream, yes. But I want to tell you that those platforms are designed not to favor Africa, right? For example, 1 million views in Africa, they pay you different than 1 million views from the United States or Canada, right? So when you look at those perspectives, I always say that somebody in Africa, your best chance of making money out of online platforms is to learn how to create content that can generate attention, and you find a way to direct that attention to something they can buy from you, you are going to make money in a sustainable way than many people. Okay. So, how can you find the different ways that you can monetize your knowledge? Oh, we're looking at how to find the 5 things you can sell and make money from what you know, right? Follow this thought. Number one, extract your process. And I'm going to use examples from people here. Number one, extract your process. I'm going to explain. You see, many of us here that explain that you already have a number of years in doing different things. I can bet you that you have a way of doing something in that industry that works. You have it. You have a process that you have used over the years in the last few months to do something in that industry that works. Let's say you are in the NGO sector. Maybe you have a process of writing a proposal that works. Or maybe you are in human resource. You have a process of recruiting great talents that works. Or maybe you are in sales. You have a process of closing deals that work. Or maybe you are a parent. You have a process of parenting that works. Or maybe you were once, in debt. You borrowed money and you struggled and you mastered how to pay or to get out of debt. There is a friend I know that he sells a template sharing people 7-step process to get out of debt. And people buy that template for $15 and he makes money from that template every single day. You see? So he documented his process and converted it into a template. So the first step, the first way to discovering what you can sell or to find what you can sell is to do what? Go back into your life, go back into your experience, extract and document your process, and then package it into a template or package it into a checklist or package it into a mini training or package it into a process map. Because in the marketplace, you see, people don't buy information. No, people buy shortcuts. People buy a process that leads them to the results that they want. So let's say, for example, now somebody said here that I want to give the example because one of the people in the call 3 is runs a salon or is into hairdressing, right? So now I was just thinking about some things that she can do. And let's say she's very good at I wanted something so basic. So I asked my wife some questions. And my mom at the time, when I was very young, used to run a hair salon, right? She was a hairdresser and then a teacher, right? So I was just asking some basic questions, but I wanted something as basic, but to show you that it works, right? So, and let's say one of us is a hairdresser, all right, or she runs a hair salon or a hairdresser and so on. I created something known as the 7-step wash to style process, right? That's it. I'm thinking of a process that somebody can go through, right, to wash their hair and style the hair and go out for an event, right? That is, I'm calling it a 7-step to wash and to style process. Now, what am I trying to say? This is a simple, template that somebody who runs a hair salon can document a 7-step process that any woman can follow to go from washing their hair to styling their hair and being ready to go out for an evening date or evening event. So what is the package here? A process map, or she can record a 30-minute video or mini course teaching women or new stylists how to streamline their hair care or how to style their hair in under 30 minutes or 20 minutes without compromising the quality of their hair or the style of their hair. Now, why does this work? Because there are new people who want to become, maybe, make passive income from maybe making hair, like new ladies, right? They have some basic experience in, styling hair, but they want to become better at it. So she can design a 7-step process that new hairstylists can practice to become faster and more confident at, styling hair, from washing to styling in less than 20 minutes or 30 minutes or what have you. But what's the goal here? She has mastered a process as somebody who is into that business. She cannot decide and say, you know what, I am going to create a template, a PDF template, or a 30-minute course that has a 7-step process that somebody can go through, a lady can go through, from washing their hair to styling their hair and going out for an event in less than 30 minutes. Why? Remember, people buy transformation. People buy shortcuts, not just information. So anything that you can do, that you can document. Let me give another example. Remember, we're talking on point 1 on how to find different things that you can sell from your experience. Somebody here said that she is into marriage counseling. Now, let's assume that from her experience of being married and from her experience of providing marriage counseling for over, I'm looking for the years, I saw years, some years here, providing marriage counseling for, where is that? I saw it somewhere. Was I zooming? I think I saw somebody in marriage counseling. Where's that person? How many years have you been doing that? I can't find it again. Right? But let us assume that you have been doing that for you have been doing that for 5 years, right? You have been doing marriage counseling for 5 years and you have been married for 10 years. Let's assume that, right? Now, you can decide that you have mastered how to communicate with your spouse, and you have also trained other, married people to communicate with their spouse without conflicts, without any problem, with respect and with honor, both the man and the wife, right? So you can decide and create something like the conflict-free communication framework. You see that? The conflict-free communication framework. And you can put this into a simple 3-page PDF template. And any couple can read that template in less than 10 minutes and learn how to communicate difficult emotions without, causing fight, without causing people, without causing, the spouse to be angry or feel disrespected. And you have created a 5-step process that any couple can follow and learn how to communicate high emotions without creating high conflicts. You have extracted a process from your experience as a marriage counselor and as somebody who is also married. You see that? And you have created a template that is solving a number 1 issue that most couples are facing, and that is poor communication or communication breakdown. You see, you extract a process you have mastered. Now, if many of you now, if you go back to your previous experience, you're going to see several processes that you have used in different areas of your journey and your career. You begin to extract the steps you go through. And there's a course you're going to go through on how to create a framework. Because this is, if you're going to monetize knowledge and experience, if you're going to create a consulting product from your experience, you need to know how to create framework. So one of the courses that you're going to go through is how to create a framework. And what you really sell is a framework. What any expert sells is a framework. You see, it's what you have documented, you have perfected, you have refined, and you have used that others want to pay for. You see, for example, I have had the privilege to travel different nations, 4 continents, because people pay for frameworks that I've developed. I am just so good at, if I've done something, or I can read a lot of books, interview people, do research, do surveys, and I create a workable framework that becomes a weapon for me that others can use. Right? And what I'm teaching you here is extracting a process from your experience, and you document it so well, it becomes something that others are willing to pay you for. For example, you're here and you have written 10 grants, 50 grants as somebody who runs an NGO, and you got 5 or 4 of them. That is an experience that you can document their process. All right. Number 2, what is the second way, that the second thing that you can do to find what to sell from your life or your experience, right? Number 2, this is going to work for many people here, right? Study your past work, all right? Or go back into your past work. Now, this works a lot for people who know how to keep things, who know how to create value and keep the value, right? Go back into your past work. For example, old presentations, old proposals. I'm going to give examples: spreadsheets, research, or even recorded Zoom calls, right? Now, many of us here, if you are somebody that your work requires that you do presentations, you write proposals, or you create spreadsheets, or you do research and you document this research, or your work requires that you hold a couple of meetings with people or training programs and you record them on Zoom, you can package your past work into either a digital bundle, into a resource vault, or into a framework archive. Because the truth is that what you have already used once can be a lot of value for other people that you can sell many times. I have done that a lot of times, where I just noticed that a series of free trainings I did maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago, people keep asking the questions about that today. I just go back to my resource and I look at those trainings, I package it, I give it a good name for the training, and I start selling it, and people buy it and they go through and they're blessed and they get impact and they're like, this is so good. It has solved my problems, right? So if you're here and based on the kind of work that you do, that work enables you to do things and keep them. For example, old presentations, proposals, spreadsheets, research and data, or recorded Zoom calls, whatever. Go and look at what is the part of that, body of work that you can package it either into a digital bundle or into a resource vault or into an archive of framework. Let me give an example. A few of us here are pastors taking this program, right? This can work a lot for pastors, for those who are in the training industry, or coaches. Let me start with pastors. Let's say that you're a pastor and you have if you go back into your folders, in your laptop, in your hard drive, you will see a couple of leadership materials that you delivered to the leadership team of your ministry or of your church. Now, that you can use that and create what you can call a leadership development, digital bundle for church leaders. Now, what are you doing? You are going back into your old presentations that you delivered into your team, you review them and see what you can update and see what you can allow the way it is because it's still relevant. And you can package them into a PDF bundle or into a video course, and you can put them on an online platform like on Seller. And for those who are in the program, one of the last courses I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about the various online platforms that you need to know how to use in order to make money online with those different platforms, right? We're going to talk about that towards the end of the program. So, but let's say you're a pastor. You now package your previous models, leadership trainings that you did in-house with your leadership team in your church or in your ministry. And you have done that in the last 5 years. You have so many leadership training materials that you have provided. But let's say, oh, you're a pastor and you do training programs for singles or married people or couples, right? So you can decide and package those slides, package those materials, and give it a name. It could be leadership development bundle for new leaders in ministry. You give it a nice name like that. It could be, you know, insight for singles transitioning into marriage. You package it like that. And then you give it a good name, get that content. If it's video content, get it on a good platform. If it is written content, edit it very well, get it on PDF, and put it somewhere where people can pay and download, and you're good to go. Or you can decide and you package all of that and create a 5 days boot camp and teach that every day for 5 days and get people to register and pay you for that. I have helped people do this, and there's a guy I worked with, and for his first day, for his first episode, he made over 700,000 francs. Where he went, this guy was a pastor too. He went into his previous teaching materials and selected 5 different topics. We refined it, and he used it to create a training program of 5 days. And he was surprised that people paid him to participate in that training program from materials that he taught once in his church and just kept it lying there. Right? What about a teacher? Some of you here are teachers. Let's say that you're a teacher that you have become so good at, let's say, parent-teacher communication. And you have noticed that other teachers across different schools, they struggle to communicate between the parents and the pupils and all of that. So you can decide and create a parent-teacher communication toolkit. And you package it very well, and you can sell this to parents or to early career teachers, because every parent will love to have proper communication with the teacher, and every teacher who is serious or every head teacher will love to have proper communication with the parents for the child's development. And of course, ensure that the parents can always trust the school to keep sending their kids to attend that particular school year in, year out. Again, what is the secret here? You're going back to previous resources that you have delivered before. It could be old presentations, proposals, spreadsheets, research documents, recorded Zoom calls, what have you. And you take that and you package it very well and you document it and you can begin to sell it, right? So many of you here, you are in industries or your type of work permits you to have old archives that if you update and refine it and package it very well, you can take it out there. Okay, so think about that. Number 3, what is the third way that you can find things to sell from your experience or from your journey? What is the third way? Your conversations. Yes, your conversations. What does that mean? The conversations that you have had with people, for example, through WhatsApp chat, through DMs on Instagram, on Facebook, through voice notes that you have sent out, coaching calls, these are filled with questions and answers that people are already asking you. Let's do a quick survey. If you're here and based on the things you talk about on Facebook or different social media platforms, based on the things that your friends and family members know that you can do. And they reach out to you often to ask questions, and you freely give them advice on what to do in your industry or based on what you do, and you give those advice for free. Type me in the chat box. Type me in the chat box. If based on what you do, people reach out to you, and because they know that if I ask him this question, I ask her this question, she will always have an answer for me, type me in the chat box. You see that? Now, that is one way. That is one way to discover what to package and sell. So those conversations in your WhatsApp DM, those conversations, those things that people reach out to you, you quickly send a voice note. Oh, to do this, please do this, do this, do this, and do this. Some of you, you ask somebody, can we get on Zoom? Share your screen. Let me show you how to do this and do that. And you do that for free. Many of you don't know that that is money that is knocking at your door. Why? That is validated research. That is the marketplace telling you that, hey, you are so good at this that your friends and your family members and colleagues trust you to solve this problem for them. It therefore means that if you package it very well into an ebook, or you decide and structure a consultation framework and start putting a fee around it, you will be surprised that people will pay you for it. You'll be surprised. For example, one of my consulting programs is that you want to do something in a particular industry or particular sector. I just challenge you. I just tell, okay, you know what? I call it Ask Me Anything Consulting. It's a 1 hour paid fee. I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to charge you 100,000 francs. You want to start a business in this sector. It's most of people want to start businesses and they have a lot of capital. You want to put 50 million or 20 million or 30 million or whatever into a business, even just 2 million. But you're wondering, is it a good idea? Is it a good market? Right? So I have a consulting session known as Ask Me Anything. And I charge minimum 100,000 francs. We'll go on a call for 1 hour. So ask me all your fears about that business. They begin to pick my brain about the idea, about the market, about the product, and I just begin to share what is coming to my mind from experience, from research, and whatever that I may have in mind, right? And many people always pay for that. Why? Because I had to create this because many people reach out to me almost every day. I have this amount of money. I don't know which idea to invest in. And I used to also give it out for free. But now, when they reach out to me, somebody will tell me, oh, Dr. Jobert, I have 2 million francs. I want to invest in a business. I don't know which business to invest in. I'll say, okay, that's good. I'll not tell them, oh, I have this consulting offer known as Ask Me Anything. For 1 hour, you ask me any question that you have about this business, and I'll provide you the answers that you need. The fee is 100,000 francs. Now, what is the power of this? The power there is that I have an offer. You see, many of you are not making money from these questions people are asking you because when they come to you, you have nothing to sell. And there's a course you're going to take in this program on how to create offers. Like what I just told you now is an offer. Ask me anything. Before this offer, when somebody reached out to me, I'll just tell them, oh, sometimes when I don't want to do it, if it's a long structure, a long thing to say, I'll just tell them, sorry, I don't have time. But now I don't say that again. I already have a message somewhere in my notebook where when they reach out to me, I just copy and paste. Okay, to do this, please, it's going to cost this a product. Ask me anything. Time, 1 hour, cost this. I'll answer all your questions and you pay me. And it also helps me to protect my time, right? So I don't waste time again talking to somebody for 1 hour for free and wasting my time, and I'm not getting paid for that 1 hour and I have work to do, right? So if in a month, 10 people reach out to me, maybe 2 will end up paying and 8 will not pay. It's good. It works for me and it works for them. I will not waste my time trying to solve your problem when I will not get paid from doing that. Meanwhile, I have work to do. I'm a busy man, right? So many of you are in a difficult spot trying to solve everybody's problem and you're not getting paid from it and you're losing time. How many of you are in that spot? Right? So the best way to do what? Monetize that. Monetize that. Monetize that. And you will notice that you are going to be able to minimize always. I mean, like there's a friend I know that he's always on calls. This guy can talk on calls. One day I asked him, how much do you make from all of these calls you're always talking? This guy can talk on calls. In a day, this guy will answer tens of calls. And he's always tired. I sat him down and said, look, you need to find a way to start monetizing this knowledge that people reach out to you for free. And it will also help you to avoid being on hours and long minutes of call. And you end up being tired and you end up not doing so much in your career, on your business, on your day-to-day activities because you are answering so many calls, solving people's problems, and you're not getting paid in the process. You see, so those conversations you're having, they are sources indicating to you that, hey, you can make money from this. So from those conversations, you can create one-on-one coaching programs. You can create, one-on-one consulting package. Or you can, if you notice, for example, I have PDF templates that I have created because I've noticed that people ask me almost the same kind of question. So I decided to create a PDF template for different questions that people ask me every day. So of those templates, I sell one PDF for 5,000 francs, 10,000 francs. It costs me nothing. When you reach out to me and ask me, Dr. Joybert, can you help me do this? Oh, I just tell you, oh, yes, I can help you. I have a PDF document I've created that will solve this problem for you. And I will even mention problems that they have not thought about. This PDF costs 2,000 francs. Are you interested? I don't have the money. All right, that's fine. Thank you. When you have the money, come and buy. It's okay. We're good to go. You see, because the goal here is that you need to have offers that you are always projecting out there when people reach out to your inbox and they're asking questions based on the work that you do. You see, that's very important. Now, this also brings me to showing you the impact of let me show you of the AI, platform that AI assistant that we created to help people in skill monetization. Okay. All right. So if you follow this carefully, it is going to help you a lot. All right. All right. Give me a moment. All right. Here we go. Now, I want some people here, 2-3 people, please, in the comment in the chat box, comments, write the number one question that people reach out in your inbox and they ask you and you always solve. Go ahead. What is that one popular question or one popular problem that people always reach out to you in your DMs, in your WhatsApp, family members, friends, and they ask you, and you always happily solve the problem? Give me that question. Let me show you how to use this AI assistant to create a paid product from it. Anybody? Go ahead and type that. All right, I think I see it here already. Now, Lizette says, I paid a huge amount of money to learn about crypto, right? Now, this is a bit complicated. I want to take something very basic. Now, let me use Dion. Dion says, how to put a business location online. Now, this is something that is so easy and anybody can do, but people don't know how to do it, right? And Dion can make money from this. Now, let's take this. How to put a business location online. Now, people reach out to Dion and they ask, sorry, I don't know if you're a he or a she, right? Tell me, are you a he or a she? Let me let me not give you the wrong gender. Tell me in the chat box. All right. While you're doing that, where's my screen? All right, he. All right. So Dion says that people, friends, people that know him, family members, they reach out to him and they ask him what they ask him this question, right? How to put a business location online. Now, this is ChatGPT. And on ChatGPT, you can see my name here. I and my team, we created this AI assistant known as skill to profit monetization. So it is designed to help you, monetize your knowledge, your skill into profit. Now, we want to use Dion Dion's question. Now, this is a question that a lot of people ask Dion as far as his experience and expertise is concerned. Now, if you can see my screen clearly, can you type yes in the chat box? Then be sure that everybody is on board. If you can see my screen clearly, type yes in the chat box. All right, good. Now, so we are using Dion's question, right? Now, you come to this AI assistant and you can tell now it is designed to talk to you like an expert, an assistant. Okay, so follow me carefully. This is a quick tutorial. Okay, now Dion can now talk to this. Let me deactivate somebody's. Right. Give me a moment. I stop sharing. Let me reshare it again. I need to deactivate disable annotation for some people. All right. Now, so this is what people always ask Dion. How can I put my business location online? Now, this is assuming that Dion is a registered member of the Monetization Academy. So Dion will have access to this AI assistant because let's assume that Dion, he has already downloaded, you know, um, ChatGPT on his phone, right, or laptop. So Dion comes here and Dion says, this so you talk with it like an assistant, like as if it's a person, right? Because it is trained to think that way. I've taken my monetization brain and strategies and I've used it to train this AI assistant. So it's like talking to me actually, right? Like he has my brain to think in this light. Okay. So it's like you are talking with me basically because I've fed this AI assistant with how I monetize things, my strategies, my frameworks, my perspective, and so on. Okay. So this is a question that people ask me on WhatsApp. I want to start making money from this. Give me 3 ways, no, 4 ways I can monetize this knowledge and skills I have. Now, the target market is made up of Cameroonians and Nigerians, right? So they can give you something practical and relatable. Okay. So you feed because assume that I'm talking to you per se, right? You type, you put this here. Now, this AI assistant now is going to start creating. Now, based on what he's giving you this because I have told him that or it's that people are going to ask this kind of questions. So this assistant is trained purposefully to answer questions like this. Okay. So this assistant now is suggesting to you 4 monetization strategies set up for Cameroonian and Nigerian audiences, right? So, number 1, a digital starter kit, low ticket product format. You can create an ebook, a video course, or a step-by-step guide. So Dion can now sit and say, you know what? I am going to create a 7-step or 10-step by step guide that anybody can go through to get their business online. And it is suggesting the price. You can put it at 5,000 francs or 5,000 naira, what you sell. A beginner-friendly guide on how to put a business on Google Maps and other online platforms, right? Bonus, templates, checklists, or mistakes to avoid. So John can now create this, right? A setup service done for you. Second service that is promoting. Now, one-on-one paid service, price, 15,000 to 50,000 naira or francs. What you sell, you will handle the setup yourself. Now, let's focus on these two. Two others are still here. So, Dion, you create this. Now, next time somebody reaches out to you and say, oh, Dion, please, I know that you're so good at helping businesses to get online. Please, a friend is not telling you, Dion, can you get my barber shop? Can you get my restaurant business online? Now, Dion, I say, okay, that's no problem. I will happily do that for you. I have 2 ways I will do this for you. Number one, I have created a step-by-step guide on a PDF document that you can follow and do this yourself. This guide costs 10,000 francs. Here's the link to download, and you can send the money to my mobile money by using this contact. Or another option can be, I can set it for you. I have a done for you service. This service, I will do all the work for you. It costs 30,000 francs or 20,000 francs. I will do it all for you. I will set it up for you, make it look professional and exciting for you. And I'll even send you a 15-minute video training on how to update it yourself anytime you want to do that. You see, that is Dion converting conversations into a product, right? And in partnership with this AI assistant, he will happily do that. Now, look at under that one question that they always ask Dion online. Dion already has 4 products that he can create from this. Look at the third one, a live class or a WhatsApp bootcamp, a group format. John can, after today, John can say, you know what? I'm going to organize a 5 days live teaching via WhatsApp or Zoom. And I want to train 5 people, 10 people on how to get their business online. Price, 3,000 francs, 4,000 francs, 10,000 francs. He does that and he's good to go. You get the perspective. So anybody can do this. You see? So many of you have conversations in your DM that people are always asking you because they now know that, oh, based on the work that you do, based on your experience, or based on where you work, many of you, based on where you work, the people ask you particular set of questions. Those conversations are potential ways of making money. There are many of you here that you spend, if they look at the number of minutes and hours that you spend online, providing free advice for people, if you converted that time to read a book or to write a book or to even just relax and rest, you would have been a better person. Is that true? Type true in the chat box if that's you, right? But you can change that from today if you go through this program and sit down and create different offers. Like I always say, anybody who goes to this program, you will leave with at least 5 products you can start selling. 5, minimum 5. I know people that have gone through the program and they have 10 things they're selling and making money. 10. Look at just one question that comes to Dion, and we have used that one question and we have created at least 4 different products that he can begin to sell from one question. Okay? So that is the third way that you can find what to sell from your experience. Turn your conversations into product and begin to package them. The fourth way, I'm going to share with you 5 and then we're done. The fourth way. What is the fourth way that you can turn or that you can find what to sell from your life? The fourth way is your results. This is one of the most powerful ways I've seen people make money. Your results. Now, what does this mean? For example, let's say that you have lost weight before. You were once very chubby and overweight. And you went through a process, maybe a diet process, a physical activity process, whatever, and you lost weight and you became very fit and you're looking beautiful or handsome, you can convert your result into a product. Maybe you have built a business before and you have become so good at starting ideas and converting those ideas into money-making ventures. Maybe you got a scholarship. You studied in the UK, in the US, in Canada, or even within the country, but you got a scholarship. That is a result that you can convert it into a paid product. Or maybe you once raised capital. You got capital from an investor, you got a loan from a bank, and they paid you. How can you monetize that result? What am I trying to say? You can take what you did that others want to do, and you convert it into a roadmap, and others will happily pay you for. Many of you here have results in different areas. What results have you created? Convert them into case study or breakdown processes. Convert them into before and after method. Convert them into a strategy and a step-by-step story. Convert them into what is popularly called how I did it. You know, there are products known as how I did it. For example, if you got a scholarship, you can create a product on how I got a scholarship. You can create a 5-step process that you follow to get a scholarship in the US, in Canada, in the UK, in Sweden, wherever you did that. What am I trying to say? You can turn your journey that produce result into a monetizable blueprint. Right? You can do that. Now, let's give another example. One of us here into hairdressing, right? Maybe you are good at getting clients, and you have noticed that other people who are hairdressers, they struggle to get clients. But you have come to a place where you get steady clients. You can design it, that's a result that you're able to create, and you repeat the results, right? So you can create a mini course. You can create a PDF program, a PDF document on how I built a fully booked salon in 6 months. You see, why? Because you are selling your result. Or let's say that you applied for scholarship and 5 different schools gave you the option that they're going to admit you on a scholarship basis. So you can decide and create how I got 5 scholarships in 5 different schools. The 4 things I did that you can also do. Right? Let's say that as an entrepreneur, you have gotten 3 investors to invest in your business, and you see that many startup entrepreneurs, they struggle to get people to invest in their businesses. You can create a product, a mini course on how I got 5 investors to invest in my business. There's 7 things I did the right way. People happily pay for transformation and shortcuts. Happily. I've seen it happen over and over. I've seen people make millions from selling how I did this. One of you said here that you are in a microfinance or in a bank or so. You have seen people apply for loans and they get it. And you've seen people apply for loans and they never get it. You know what to do to have a good loan file. And you know what not to do. You can decide and say, 5 things to do to have a good loan file in any bank. And you can get paid. People can pay you. Business people who want to apply for loans across different banking institutions, they can download your PDF, pay you, or pay you for one-on-one consultation. And you begin to talk to them. Look, when you're preparing a loan file to get a loan for a contract or to expand your business, these are the things that you must pay attention to and ensure that you have it in a document or in your loan file. It increases your chances of getting the loan from the bank by 80%. You get a perspective. The point is that you are converting your journey that produced result into a package that people can pay you for. Right? Now, there's another course that we've covered in this program on um, 10 income streams from one area of expertise, right? So you're going to, when for those are taking the core 3 program, you're going to go through that course and you're going to see how you can take one area of expertise. Like, for example, the thing that we did with Dion, right? That is his one area of expertise is how to get online, how to get your business online. That is one area of expertise. That one area of expertise can create 10 streams of income for him, right? So that is added to this. When you go to that course, you find 10 different ways you can make money from one area of expertise, right? It helps you a lot to have multiple ways to make money. And that's one way. For example, look, I always say that personally for me, this is the truth, right? Maybe like in the last 7 years, I don't think there's a day money has never entered my account. Every day, money enters my account. You know why? I have different ways to make money. I cannot remember a day that ever passed in my life. In the last 7, I'm just trying to be generous with the number. In the last 7 years, that money has not entered my account. Why? Because I have different ways that I make money from one area of expertise. Somebody's always, and I made up my mind I'm going to create a system like that. I sat down and said, what can I do to ensure that every single day money enters my account? Small or big, I don't care. But I must have a daily system that brings money into my account. It will be mobile money, bank account, online platforms, whatever way. There must be a way that money enters my account. How do you get to that level? Where you can create income streams from one source of, from your one area of expertise. From that, what is that one thing you can do that you can create different sources of income? Look at what we did with Dion. Dion can get people online. And we took just that one and we created 4 ways that you can make money from that one area. You get the perspective. And that's the power of this monetization. It shows you diverse ways that you can begin to monetize your skill, your knowledge, your journey, or your experience. All right? So you can monetize your results. For example, let's say I did this for a marriage counselor. For those of you who are passionate about relationships, I was talking to her and she was telling me how she has helped a lot of couples to avoid divorce. And I said, oh, you know what? We're going to create a product for you. This was a coaching, so I helped her create a product. But the product was, I helped 50 couples avoid divorce in the last 2 years. That was the name of her product. Because that was the result that she has helped achieve as a marriage counselor. So I said, you know what, let us create a product that is realistic. And I said, the name of the product will be How I Helped 50 Couples to Avoid Divorce in the Last 2 Years. That was the name of the product. In that product, what did we do? We started with case studies. We documented 2 case studies of 2 couples. Of course, we did not give the real names. So in that case study, we said we're going to use separate names, but these are real stories. And we documented 2 case studies. And then after the case studies, we documented a step-by-step breakdown on what she did to help different couples to avoid divorce. Guess what? Many couples were buying that PDF every single day. She was selling it for $50. Now, just take $50 times 100 downloads. How much is that? What did she do? She was able to take her results and her journey, and she created a roadmap out of it, and others happily paid for that roadmap to practice what she did with those 50 couples, and she got paid. So I interviewed her, and we identified the patterns, the methods, the practical system that she used to save those marriages, and we documented it with a case study and a breakdown, and then she was selling it. And guess what? Married people who are married were buying it, and other counselors, other marriage counselors and coaches, and even pastors were buying her system. She's making money and making impact at the same time. So I want to ask all of you here, what is that result that you have created in your area of expertise, in your industry? What are the results you have generated so far in your life? Some of you, you have just become so good at self-discipline. Yes, you can design a map that you successfully went through to overcome procrastination, and you became very, very self-disciplined. You can document that and start selling. You have no idea how many people want to overcome procrastination and become highly motivated like you. You can sell that as a PDF document or even as a one-on-one coaching program. One challenge for many of you is that you don't have the right self-image about yourself and confidence. For those who are part of the program, the second course you're going to take after this is how to improve your self-image as a professional. How to become highly sought after as a professional. Because many people, their problem is not experience. Their problem is not value. Their problem is not skill set. Their problem is they don't trust in themselves that nations can pay for what they have. If you are like that, type me in the chat box. Let me see if I have customers. Don't be shy. Right? I used to be like that too, trust me. I used to be like that. I never used to believe that, I have what it takes. Especially somebody like me that I used to be so bad in school. It took me a lot of hard work to overcome low self-esteem. Right? I used to be the last in class for so long. Primary school, secondary school, I used to be the last in class. I used to be the worst performing student for so long. So it affected my self-esteem at a very high level. It took me a lot of years to destroy that terrible stronghold and to believe that I have what nations can pay for. Okay? So many people, your problem is not value. Your problem is not experience. Your problem is not skill set. Your problem is you are not bold enough to step out there with what you have. And this program will help you destroy that terrible stronghold. All right, last point, and then we're good to go. What is the fifth way that you can find what you can sell from your life? I like to call it your skills in action. Your skills in action. Is this challenging you? Is this blessing you already? Type me in the chat box. If this is challenging you and blessing, if you're learning something profound already, type me in the chat box. All right, good. And this is just foundation. Imagine there are 21 other courses to go through, high-level courses, right? A high-level course like how to create a consulting program or a consulting business from your experience. Like what we did with Dion. If Dion is in the program, when he will go through that course, he will learn how he can take that simple question and convert it into a full-fledged consulting business. Full-fledged consulting business, right? All right. The fifth point, and then we're good to go, and I can answer questions. The fifth point is, I call it your skills in action. What is the fifth way that you can find what to sell? Your current skills in action, right? This is where you can look at what are the current things that you're doing right now. Right now. Many of you are doing some things right now already. What are your current skills and actions? Let's say yesterday you helped somebody to write a CV, a very good CV. That is a skill in action. Maybe like Dion, maybe you know how to run ads. You did that with somebody last week. That's a skill in action. Maybe somebody here, you help your sister to plan their wedding event. That is a skill in action. Maybe you're here and yesterday you built somebody's website. That is a skill in action. Maybe you help your team where you work to solve a difficult problem. That is your skill in action. If I interview many of you here right now, and we say, let us look at your last 7 days. just the last 7 days. Give me your top 3 skills that were in action in the last 7 days. You'll be surprised at how much you have to bring to the table. Right? So many people keep what they're currently doing and they're focusing on, I want to learn something new. I want to take a new course, a new this. For many of you, after you go through this particular program, after you are done with this monetization program, you don't need a new course again. Go back into your life. Use what you have and start making money from it first before you take any other new course. Many of you, every seminar you're there, every conference you're there, every training you're there, you have paid courses until you're even tired of yourself, but you're not able to make money from one. If that's you, type me. I've seen people like that. Trust me, many people like that. Every course they're there, every conference they're there, every training they've been there. Make money, they cannot make money. They have so much, but to monetize it is a problem, right? Make up your mind that this is the last program you do this year. For the rest of the year, focus on using what you learn from this program and make money. And I'm happy that I'm not guessworking in this program because I have done it myself over and over, and I've helped hundreds of people to start making money from what they know and what they do. Okay, so skill in action. What are the current skills right now, today as I'm talking to you, that you have used in the last few days and you will use in the next few days? What are those skills? Take them and convert them into a done-for-you service, into a one-on-one consulting program, into a skill-based micro cohort, or into a weekend implementation program. For example, somebody like Dion can say, you know what? Saturday and Sunday, I will train you on how to take any business online. Just give me one weekend, and he will give it a nice name. Weekend bootcamp to get your business online. Fee, 10,000 francs. 2 hours each day, 4 hours, and you're good to go. He package it like that, take it online, promote it. People are going to pay him, and he makes money out of it. All right? So document your current skill set. That's the assignment I'm going to give you. What are your current skill set in action right now that you can document, right? Let's use again our AI assistant. Let me go back and pick something that somebody shared, right? Friends ask me to help them write their projects or find work. All right. Now, Smile, your name is Smile, right? Are these NGO projects? Just type yes in the chat box, or school projects. I want to assume that this is your current skill in action, right? I want to use that, and let me show you how to do that. Is this NGO projects or school projects? Which one? If he's still here. Okay, school and NGO projects. My goodness, Smile, you have a lot of money in your hands. Trust me. I can say my experience because years ago I used to write school projects, and that time I was still charging very cheap. I would charge what, 25,000 francs, right? But I think if I do that now, it'll be very expensive, right? NGO projects, I've done that with people too. I write concept notes, proposals, and things like that. Because people are always needing this, right? Now, let me use Smile, right? Friends ask me to write their school and NGO projects. All right, I want to use this. Now, I said you can convert your current skills in action into a done-for-you service, into a one-on-one consultation, or into a skill-based micro training, right? It's like Smile can organize a 2 days workshop, micro workshop, 1 hour a day or 2 hours a day on how to write, project proposals for NGO founders, something like that. Or Smile can create a special weekend project writing bootcamp for NGO founders. He can decide 100,000 francs. I'll host you in a hotel for 2 days. I've done that before, right? And they always pay. Just package it very well and be bold enough to sell it, and you're good to go, right? So now let's go to our AI assistant that we have been using trained for that, right? Let me share my. So Smile says, we're using Smile. Smile says, friends ask me to help them write their school and NGO projects. Now, we cannot say, give me 4 done for you services I can create and sell to these friends, right? These friends. Smile, which country are you? Are you in Cameroon? Are you in Cameroon, or where are you based? So that we're tell us we're based. Where are you based? I want to be as practical as possible, because the more relevant content you give the AI assistant, he helps you do that. All right, Cameroon. Now, let's come back to this, right? So these friends are Cameroonians. Let's just add and other Africans, because always think beyond your locality, right? It challenges you a lot. Now, let's end there. Now, it is strange to do that, right? So, 1, project writing service, academic projects, target university students, final year students, master's programs, price range. This is just a guest price. You can arrange it, right? 25,000 francs to 150,000 francs, right? Based on length and level. So the price will depend on what is the length of the project and what is the level of the student. What you offer: research-based project writing, formatting and reference styling, bonus, plagiarism check and corrections. Why it works: students need help under pressure. Students need help under pressure and will pay for quality and speed. So this is the first service that you can sell. 2, NGO proposal and concept note writing. Target market: NGO founders, community leaders, youth-led organizations. The pricing: what you offer: grants proposal writing, concept notes tailored for UN, EU, US aid, editable. You can tell them that, you know what, I will send you templates that you can edit the template for new projects you want to write, and they can charge you. Another service you can provide: ready-made templates and editable documents. You see, just from one thing that friends ask him, Smile says, friends ask me to help them write their school and NGO projects. Now, this is his current skill in action, right? And he just this one skill right now, we're already seeing 4 different products that he can create. Look at this one: one-on-one project rescue service. Target people stuck or behind schedule on their project work. Fee price range: 15,000 francs to 100,000 francs, depending on the scope. What you offer: Smile is going to say, I fix, I edit, or I restructure poorly written projects. Second thing he offers: I will help you with data analysis, citations, or chapter writing, right? Things like that. Quick turnaround. In 1 to 3 days, I will get your work done. Fee, depending on the pressure and the timeline. You see that? So that is Smile converting his current skill in action into a product that, can make money. Again, and that's one thing. You see, the part of this program is that it shows you how to be a creator, and then there are about 4 courses that focuses on showing you how to market and how to sell. So those are in the program. Towards course model 17, 18, and 19 or so, you start learning on how to use social media. Even if you are a dummy in social media, you will learn practical things to do consistently and become a voice on social media in your industry. There's another course on the 5 levels of visibility and what you can do to grow from one level to another and become a voice on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you are, and start converting that attention into payable customers, and you're good to go. All right. So this is model 1 of this program. And I prefer this model to start with this model because it gives you an overview scope of how much you have in you. And this is level 1 of this. As you go through the program, you meet a more higher level. For example, the higher level where I will not teach you how to create a consulting business from your experience. Another model on how to create an online course from your expertise. You see, but the purpose of this model one today is to show you how you have potentials and to make you believe that there's a lot you can do and you are not alone. Okay. And that's why, for those who are in call 3, I'll be giving you instructions on how to access this AI assistant to help you throughout the program, right? Like I was telling the guys in the previous cohort, this AI assistant is like talking to me. I have taken my whole brain and frameworks and strategy on everything around monetization, and I've trained the assistant to do that for you even when I'm sleeping, right? So that's why it's called an assistant. So he can assist you when I am not available to assist you. Just ask it questions as if you're talking to me, right? So that is it for today's first module. For those who are here and they're not registered in the program, I hope that you found some value and a lot of that will definitely help you to practice in what you do.